Another year, another paper, another leak, and another committee convened to investigate a crime that everybody everywhere already knows the answer to. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to India's most reliable examination. Not the one students sit for, the one the system sits for and fails. Every year, outrage, every year a committee, every year an arrest or two paraded for the cameras, and every single year another paper mysteriously finds its way into the market. Today, we are not asking who leaked the paper, we are asking a far more dangerous question. Why does the system keep manufacturing the market for it? A leak does not occur in a vacuum. A leak is summoned by demand, and that demand is bred in an education system that forces millions of India's brightest young minds to fight, claw, and gamble for a cruelly small handful of seats. Seats that decide quite literally the shape of a life. One exam, one morning, one result. For the entire families, that is the difference between a future and a lifetime of quiet disappointment. Fear has become a commodity in this country, and hope has become a transaction. And ordinary parents who would otherwise never ever break a single law, are crossing lines they never imagined crossing. Are they criminals? Should they be also made accomplices? Or are they casualties of a system that has convinced an entire generation that their child's future is a lottery ticket dressed up in an answer sheet? That is the question policy makers rarely ask, and here is second question that they rarely ask. The one this broadcast will not let go of today. Wherever opportunity turns scarce for any category of aspirant, competition turns desperate. It does not matter why the scarcity exists. That rarely matters. Whether it is driven by population growth, outspacing the system, or by seats distributed unequally across the states and institutions, or by collapsing the quality, the collapsing of these institutions in themselves, or by admission policies that were never designed for this scale of demand. The result is identical. Desperation fuels an underground economy. Coaching mafias flourish, brokers prosper, corrupt officials find eager customers. Paper leaks are no longer an accident. They are an industry. And yet, in the year of artificial intelligence, India's response to this industry remains astonishingly primitive. Think about it. Just think about it for one moment. We live in an age and in India where a machine can generate billions of unique questions, combinations in a second. And still, India's most sensitive examination papers are drafted by hand, handled by hand, transported by road and by rail, stored in rooms, guarded round the clock by armies of human beings. And every single human hand that touches the envelope is one more opportunity for that envelope to be compromised. Why? Why are we still moving paper, sealed in envelopes, carried across state lines, when we could simply be moving encrypted codes, generated algorithmically, protected behind multiple layers of authentication? Not one lock, but many, unlocked only by one burn key, transmitted just in minutes before the exam begins, straight into the terminals inside the very examination halls, printed only if there is need. The technology already exists. What is missing is not the capability. What is missing is the will to let go of a broken process that this country has outgrown. Because make no mistake, this is no longer a story about paper leaks. This is a referendum. This is a referendum on a nation's character. Does India intend to reward excellence, or has it quietly settled for merely managing scarcity? Every nation eventually pays the price for the standard it chooses to compromise. Would you be treated by a doctor who never had to prove competence to earn that coat? Would you board a flight flown by a pilot whose seat in the cockpit was bought, not earned? Would you trust a bridge, a dam, a skyscraper designed by an engineer selected through a process the public no longer believes is fair? These questions are uncomfortable. That is precisely why they must be asked today, because tomorrow will be another rhetoric. And here is the plainest truth of all. No nation can aspire to global excellence while it allows public confidence in its own examination system to erode year after year after year. So here is today, in this broadcast, charge to the India's policy makers, not a request, a demand on behalf of every honest student, every honest parent in this country. Hear this clearly. The answer is not another round of harsher punishments announced after the next scandal breaks. Punishment after the fact has been tried year after year and it has failed year after year. So here is what we do. 1. Stop investigating leaks after they happen. Redesign the system so that the leaks cannot happen. 2. Eliminate every avoidable human intervention. Remove the hand from each step where a human hand, unfortunately, a human hand can be bribed, bought, and be broken. 3. Deploy the secure digital technologies this country already possesses. Algorithmic generations, layered authentication, burn key encryption, direct to center transmission, and has for years, but policymakers have refused to deploy. They have already existed. Restore the trust. Nothing can function, nothing can survive without public trust. 5. Ensure that merit is recognized through a process that is transparent, credible, and beyond manipulation. 6. If you must still stick to the provisions of reservation for votes, then at least what you can do is allow these institutions to choose the students they want to admit and build parallel institutions to fan your vote banks if you want. So today, it is not that another paper. The tragedy is that the solution has existed for years, while the resolve to use it has not. Think about it. Think about it. Whew.